Welcome to Techno Learning. In this video, we are going to develop a smile detection app, which is going to be developed in Android Studio. So, first of all, let me open the Android Studio here. And as I have opened it, now I have to click on Create a New Project. After clicking on it, select Empty Activity, click on Next. Here you have to give the name of your app. As I am giving the name, Smile Detector App. Make sure the language selected is Kotlin because we are going to use Kotlin in it. And click on Finish. After that, the app will be built up in the Android Studio. Here we have to wait for a few seconds. And as you can see that it is built up. Now we have to go in Gradle scripts build.gradle module, and here we have to add some dependencies. So let me go to Google and search for Firebase, as we are going to use ML kit of Firebase. Click on Get Started. After clicking on it, the console will be open and you have to click on Add Project. Here you have to give the name of your project. As I am giving a Smile Detector app, click on Continue. And again click on Continue. Here select the default account for Firebase and create a project. So project has been created. Now you have to select Android from here. After that you have to give the package name. For package name we have to come back in Android Studio, and here you can see that this is the package name. In the build Gradle, I have copied it and pasted it here. Now I have to give the app nickname Face Smile Detector. You can give any nickname for your app, or it is an optional. Click on Register. Okay. So now you have to download this Google services.json file. So I am downloading it and let me save it. Okay. Now click on Next. After that you have to add these dependencies. So let me add them. So I have to copy it and go to build Gradle project label file and paste it here. Okay. And for now, this is for build Gradle module label file. I have to copy the plugin first of all. I have copied it and go to module build Gradle, and in the beginning I will go in the beginning part, and then here I have to paste it. Okay, so let me add the implementation part, come back to Firebase and copy it. After that I'll go back to Android Studio and paste it here. So okay, now I have to get that Google services.json file and copy it, and also I have to paste it within the project label app folder. So here I am going to paste it and click on Refactor. It has done. Now I am clicking on Sync Now. Let me click on Sync Now right now, and then let me see if there is an error. But before that I have to add one more dependency that is needed for Firebase ML Vision, and it is the most important dependency rather than that Firebase Analytics. I will remove that Analytics dependency, but this dependency is the base of our project ML Vision, and the version name is 17.0.0. Okay. Now I will remove this analytics, and finally I have to remove this first of all, and let me click on Sync Now. Okay, there's an error. Okay, I got it. So cut this from here and paste it in the last here, and now I'm clicking on Sync Now. So our project is syncing. and it is configuring and it will download the dependencies. And now I am in the XML file, the design part, which is located in res, in which layout is a folder. So I will split it, activity underscore main.xml file. Here I have to design my screen through XML coding. So here I have to give a button first of all. So let me give the button, and it is there, button button, but it is still indexing. So let me wait for a few seconds. Yeah, it is now, it is good. First of all, let me add the background within the constraint layout, and I'm just adding the color. The light green color, I'm adding it to the background. Android, set that color, and then hollow green light. Perfect. After that I have to make a button, and here I go for it, and the width and the height is wrap content. After that I have to give the ID for this button, that is camera underscore button. And now there are few more properties which are needed for this button, such that padding is set to 16 dp, and then margin, and what type of margin from the bottom, and it is 100 dp. After that I have to add a text for this button, and let me add the text as take picture. When you will click on it, then it will open the camera. You will have to click the picture, then you will see that if there is a smiling face in the picture or not, in terms of the percentage. And now few more properties, such that constraint bottom to bottom up, as I'm in the constraint layout, so I have to add these properties also. And another one, constraint, then constraint start to start off. So I will select it and set it as parent. Okay. After that, the last one is constraint, and then to end off, and it's set it as parent. Okay, so all good. I'll close the button. You can see that. After that I have to add image view, and I will set the layout width as wrap content, and height is also wrap content. And then I will have to select the ID for this, and let me set the ID as image view, and make sure B is capital. After that, let me add some more properties for this image view also, such that margin, padding, and this constraint to bottom off. And let me add the margin as 8 dp, and after that the margin from the start is also needed, and it is also 8 dp. After that the margin from the top is also needed, and it is also 28 dp. Just set it. After that you will have to need those constraint layout properties, and let me copy it from the previous thing, or I just have to type it here. There's no consequences of it. And the last one, and to the end of, top to top of, yes, top to top of parent. So these are the same properties, but one is different, that's why I've entered them. Now you have to add the source. So let me add a vector asset in my source. For that I have to go to enjoyable. You can see that. So first of all, the vector asset I needed, I have to add it, and for the addition of that vector asset I have to go to project, and then on drawable I will right click on it. After right clicking on it, go to new, then vector set, and here you have to click on this clip art. After that you have to select face. Let me select tag faces. Okay, and let me increase the size also by 35 to 35. I think it is good, yeah. And then clicking on next. Okay, let me change the color and I'll change it to the white. So let me scroll it to the white, click on next, finish. So this vector asset is added. After that I have to add it to the source, and I will just type its name, baseline.tag faces. Here you can see that in the right side of the screen it is there. So this image view is also completed. After that the image view is completed. Let me add a text view also. So the width and the height is wrap content, and after this I have to add such properties like margin and constraint layout properties. And before that you have to add the text for the text view, and let me add that text. It is smile detector app. Okay, and then I have to add text color and set it to white. This is the hex code for a white color. After that you have to add some constraint properties, parent, and then again you have to add constraint to start off, then parent. Okay, after that one more, I think it is the last one, and it is constraint top to top of, and it is also parent. So this is completed. You can see that I'm just removing this extra space, and here you can see that I'm just scrolling up. If you got error somewhere, then pause the video and correct this error, because this code is error free, only warnings are there. So let me add some margin from the top also to the text view and image view, because it is quite annoying at that margin from the top. And let me take the value as 50 dp. Okay, and I have to add this to the image view also, but there is also a margin from top. Then I'll just add 50 to it and it will become 78. Yes, now it is looking good. And let me scroll back. You can see that it is completed. The main XML has been finished, and after this I'll click on project, and then here I have to make another files also, like I have to add some layout file and a class. So I will go for the layout file first. I will right click on the layout, and after right clicking on it I have to go to this new, that you can see in the topmost option is new. Before creating it I have to create a class. So let me add a Kotlin class firstly, or Java class. It's a Java class because it's a Kotlin project, but we are needing a Java class also. So let me add a Java class also and name this as result dialog. It is a Java class and it is added. Yeah, you can see that. After this I have to add a layout file also for this result dialog. So let me add the layout resource file by right clicking on the layout and selecting the new after layout source file. Then I have to give the name for this layout file, and I'm giving the name as fragment_result dialog. Make sure all the letters are small. Click on OK. Okay, it is made up, and you can see that I have to edit this also. So let me work on it, and I have to add view within this. And first of all, let me add a scroll view, set the width and height as wrap content, and close it. Just not close it, just open this because it contains few more views, and you have to add some ignore missing constraint also. After that, I have to add a relative layout also, and for the relative layout you have to set the width and height as match parent and wrap content respectively. And after that, you have to add this ID for this relative layout. Make sure that L is capital. After that, I have to add few more properties like margin and padding. So let me add the margins. Margin from the end is 20 dp, also margin from the start is 20 dp, and then there will be a need of some constraint properties, as this view is under the constraint layout. That's why we are giving these properties. And let me add constraint start to the start of parent. Okay, after that, last one, it is constraint and then top to top of, and it is also parents. So yeah, the relative layout is completed, and let me add some more view within this relative layout. So here you can see that I have to add some view here. So let me check. Yes, this is the perfect place. I'm adding the text view here. I'm setting the width as match parent and the height as wrap content. Also, I have to set up the ID for this text view. I'm setting it as result underscore text underscore view. So it is done, and after that I have to add the gravity as center horizontal. No, it's center only. And then the text, you can add any kind of text because this is the result text view. The result will be there. You can give some default value, but you have to extract it as a resource by clicking on that yellow bulb. You can do it, or by pressing the Alt plus Enter key you can do it. After that, you have to add the text colors as black, and then some constraint properties. So let me add text size before the constraint properties, and here I have to give the constraint property, but the constraint properties are same for this text view as the relative layout property. So I will copy it from the relative layout. So let me go upper, but I have to check whether it is same or not. I think it is same, but I'm just checking. Okay, so there are no by default kind of thing, but I will copy it. Just copy it and then remove it, and after that paste it here because these properties are same. So okay, and let me close this text view. After the text view, I have to add one more view, and that view is a button, and that button is the OK button. If you have seen the result, then click on OK. This dialog will close, and I'll give the ID for this button as result underscore OK underscore button. Also remember that IDs are the most important things, and let me add some properties like layout below to the result underscore text underscore view, and then center and parent, make it true, so it is looking good. After that, you have to add margin from the top is 20 dp, and then margin from the bottom is 5 dp. Okay, and then I have to add what I have to add here. Padding, yeah, padding is needed. 16 dp is padding. And then the text, it is containing the text as OK, and you can extract the resource by clicking Alt plus Enter and select that extract resource. After that, the button will contain these properties, so let me copy it and paste it here. Okay, and then the one more property, but it is not in the suggestion list, so let me add it by custom. Okay, then I'll add that to top underscore to bottom of, and then I'll take up the value from just below the ID result text view. Okay, so this button is completed. After that, I have to remove this extra space, and from here also I have to remove it. So this view is almost completed, but here I have to close this scroll view. That's why that error occurred. Now it is error free. You can see that I'm just scrolling back, and if you got error somewhere else, then please correct it. Pause the video and correct it. Okay, so this design part is finished. The whole design part, the screen part is finished. Now there is a Java or Kotlin coding, and we have to do it. So let me go to the main activity Kotlin file, and within this I'm in result dialog file. Sorry, it's result dialog, the Java file that we have added. But before this I have to add one more file, one more Kotlin class. It is Kotlin class, and it is named as LCO face detection. It is nothing but it will use to initialize that Firebase library ML vision. It will help up to initialize that, and I'm making the class, and this is the the format for making a Kotlin class. You cannot use extend, you have to use this colon, and then click on Alt plus Enter to import the library of this. Okay, so we are within this class, and we have to add some functions here, like on create, and it will come up in the suggestion. You just have to enter the name of the function, and then we are initializing our app with the Firebase dot initialize, and we'll pass the context of this as this initialize app, then this. Okay, and here you have to add the variables of the file names, like companion objects. We are adding companion objects are needed for the results that we are getting, and we are taking as result text is equals to result underscore text. The result will come in the text that the face has a smile or not. Also there is one more file, result underscore dialog. When you click on detect, then it will open a dialog, not the activity. It will open a small dialog, and it is result dialog only. Okay. You will see it when I run the app. You will understand this. Okay, so this is completed. Let me go to result dialog, and then main activity. Okay, so we are in the main activity Kotlin file, and here I have to make fewer variables, and I'm using the late init where, because when you are going to initialize the variable at the end, then you use late init, and the type of this is a button. Okay, so one more variable is there, and it is request request image capture. It's just a flag kind of thing. You have to give some value for it and setting the value as 1 2 3. After that, creating one more late initialization variable of image name, and it is of type Firebase vision image. Okay, and after that, one more variable and one more variable of same type, and then it is named as detector. It is of type Firebase vision image detector. Vision image, it will come up in this suggestion list. Firebase vision face detector. Okay, for detecting the smile you need a face, so first we are detecting the face, then we are detecting the smile on that face. Okay, so it is completed the initialization of the variables. Now we are in the onCreate method of main activity, and here we are initializing our app Firebase app dot initialize app and passing the contact as of this class as this. Okay, and then we are working on that button, camera button. When we will click on that to take picture, then it is related to that. First of all, we have to map this with the XML file, and then we are creating click on listener for this button. When we will click on it, it will open the image intent and will give a chance to take a picture from the camera. So it is camera button dot set on click listener. After that, we are taking the parameters as view on click listener. We have to import this view, so just come up on this and click Alt plus enter. Okay, it is imported, and after this, remove this parenthesis close and add that curly bracket open. After that, we have to override some functions like on click, so we are just doing it, and it is implemented, and we have to add a variable on it, take picture, and take picture intent, as we are taking the picture from camera intent, so we are using it intent media store dot action image capture. Okay, and then alt enter to import this. After this, we have to change the parameter. Don't change the parameter. First of all, we are taking the if condition here, and within that if condition, we are going for the resolving activity, as we are the part of the activity right now, and we have to take the picture from the intent, so we have to resolve the activity passing the package manager, and it should not be equals to null. Then we'll go for the result. Start activity, and it will come up in the suggestion start activity result. When you are taking the picture from the intent or working for any action from the intent, then you will go for start activity for result function, and you will have to pass the intent, also the flag that we have declared. Okay, so all good, as you have to close the parenthesis like this. Just do the code as I'm doing. Okay, the set on click listener. After that, we have to add another function, and it is also overridden function, and we are implementing this, and this function is on activity for result. When we type the name, it will come up in the suggestion. You just have to click on enter. Okay, so within this function, we are getting the request and working as per the flag that we are getting from the start activity for result call, that is coming from the onCreate method or function, and we are checking the result code as it is equal to the request underscore image underscore capture, and then activity service is also there, activity dot okay, result. After this, we are within this if condition and making extras, as we are working on a bitmap kind of a format of the images and taking the data from extras and making the bitmap here, and we are taking the image from the extras as we are requesting image from the capture of the camera, and we are taking the data as bitmap. Bitmap is also kind of the format, and here we are calling a random function that we are going to implement later after this function. Okay, so I was talking about the bitmap. Bitmap is a kind of format of the images that convert the images into matrices and will work on machine learning part of the image processing. So that's why bitmap format is important. After that, that function is finished, and we are implementing this function called detect face and passing the bitmap. Bitmap, I have already told you, it will convert the image into matrix like of thing, and we can work on this by machine learning or image processing. Then we are making a variable within this detect function, and in this detect function we are making the option from options. After that, we are making a variable options that will provide us Firebase face detector options, and by this we will call the builder function to build up the Firebase vision face detector, and then we will take up the set mode type, and within this we'll have to pass Firebase vision face detector options, and then its accurate mode. You have to take up the things in accurate mode. It is related to the precision of the result. Then we are taking the classification type, and the classifications are like all landmarks. Landmark are referred to the points. The human face has different points, the eye, nose, and the lips, everything. Then we are setting the set minimum faces 0.15f. It's just a value for tracking the face, and then we are enabling the tracking. Okay, so landmarks are set, and then we are just finally building that function. Okay, so we are detecting the face here, and we are setting up the point for the face, and after that we have to make a try catch, because there will be exception. We have to handle the exception through try catch, and here this is the format for a try catch. We are taking the image equals to Firebase vision image dot from bitmap, as we are working on the bitmap, and then bitmap is nothing but our image that we have taken from the camera. Okay, then we are calling we are having the detector, and within this detector we will going for the Firebase vision dot get instance. We are taking the instance of the Firebase vision. Okay, and then finally dot get vision face detector, from making the instance to calling get vision detector and passing the options within it. Okay, and here we have to make a catch statement which will handle the exception. So we have to take up the exception here, e such that exception, and after that we have to just do e dot print stack trace to handle this. Okay, so this try catch is finally completed, and after that the main thing will start. How to detect the smile on the face. Up to this we were detecting the face only. Now we are working on the smile. After detecting the face, we will work on the smile, as if there is no face, then how can be a smile there? So first of all, we have to call up detect in image detector dot detect in image, as we have gotten the object of Firebase Vision, and if we got success in detecting the face, if we got the face in the image, then we will go for detecting the smile. So we have divided it between two things, that the first, if it get success, then we are detecting the smile, and if it is not success, failure, then we are saying that the image does not contain any face. So here we have to override a function within this add-on success listener if we are getting the image, and if on success we got the success, that means we have gotten the face. Then after this, I'm changing the parameter here to Firebase Vision faces, and within this function we are finally going to detect the smile. So this is really important function, and within this function we are to add up the things. So let me check if there's a mess up, but it doesn't seems like that. So I'm in on success function. So here we are creating a result text. The result text will contain the percentage of the probability that it is having the smile, of how much percentage you are sure that the face have a smile or not, okay. So within this if function, that Firebase Vision face is not null, that means there's a face, and we are tracking the face right now. We are seeing the different landmarks on the face. The landmark are referred to the points, which means to the lips, the teeth are shown in the smile. The lips got bigger as we stretch them, and then I'm finally storing the result as a result text dot I plus I dot, and then I'm adding plus another thing, a new line, and finally smile, such that I have to add up colon here. So after that, here the main thing, face dot get smile probability. We are getting the probability of smiling, and we are just multiplying that probability. The probability is between 0 to 1. When we multiply it, then it will come up in the percentage, and then we are just doing the I plus plus, going one more landmark. So it is okay that on success function is finished right now, and after this we are doing Firebase Vision face is not null. Then we are checking the Firebase Vision faces and is empty. If the face is not there, then what we are going to do, and here we are within this if condition, and we are just going for the toast, and toast dot make text, and within this we are passing the context as this at main activity, and we are giving the message as no face detected. If there is no face, then how can a smile be there? If there is no face, no smile. So we are just printing it, no face detected to us dot show. So it is completed right now. Else, within the else part we are there, and we are getting the bundle. We have to print it on the dialog box, that result dialog. So we have to take up all this data on the bundle, and this whole thing will work on result dialog dot java file. So we are just doing for the sake of getting data on result dialog. That's why we are giving the values on bundle. We are passing it to it. So bundle dot put a string as your face detection dot result text. The result text is containing our value. The whole result is contained in that variable. After that, we are making the same for the result dialog, and for the result dialog we are going result dialog. And one more thing, result dialog, here we have to call up some functions or check some things like dot arguments. Of course this will show error as we have not implemented the result dialog yet. When we'll implement that result dialog, then these errors will go up. Okay, so then result dialog dot is what I have to add. I have to think about it. That arguments is completed, and then let me see. Okay, dot is cancelled. Yes, cancelable. Then we are going for Firebase false. It is false. It is a boolean value. Yeah, and then result dialog dot show. Finally your dialog will be shown up, and we are taking the support fragment manager for showing the dialog within the activity, the main activity, and result dialog. Okay, so here I am removing the space. Also I am maintaining the closing parenthesis. Do it just like as I am doing. If there is error, then you just have to pause the video and see where you got stuck. First of all, let me add something here. One more closing parenthesis, two more closing parentheses, then I have to add one more, and then the square bracket, the closing square bracket for add-on success. So okay, it is okay. So we have closed up these things. So let me check if there's an error. But before checking the error, we are completing that result dialog. This is a Java class. This is that class by which we are showing the result on a screen, on the screen of our main activity. So we are using a dialog. A box will appear, and within that box your result will be there. And now I have to add some, there's a button, OK button. Whenever you click on the OK button, the dialog will close. Only you will able to see the activity. So first of all, we have to extend it with dialog fragment. Okay, so it is done, and then I have declared the variable as OK button of type button, then a text view variable of result named result and result tb. Okay, and then alt plus enter to import the library of result view. Then I have to make functions here. This is a completely different thing. So this is Java, and I have implemented all things in Kotlin. So I have to add the custom functions here. So I have to add on create function. So for this view, then alt plus enter, and here I am creating that function on create view. V should be capital. Remember that everything that you are typing should match the typing code of my video. And then I'm taking the layout inflator, and then also nullable, and within this I'm taking the view group of container type. Yeah, container named as container. And then the last thing is also nullable. These are annotations that we are adding with @ sign. These are annotations. And then bundles saved instance state. Okay, alt plus enter, as you can see that. And this bundle will be helpful while we are taking the values from bundle from main activity. And then I'm just using the view inflator dot inflate. I will inflate the result dialog on the main activity and passing the attached to root as false. After doing this, it is completed, and make sure you are adding semicolons, as this is Java programming. You have to make sure the syntax of Java, and you have to add the semicolons at the end of each statement. In Kotlin there is no need for this. And then we have created a string variable text result, and then OK button. We are mapping that XML and Java file. OK button, then result. We are also mapping this. Okay, so now this OK button mapping is complete. Now we are taking the values from the bundle, and we are taking the values from bundle dot get arguments. We are taking the argument from the bundle, and then we are taking the result text bundle dot get string dot lco face dot result text will be there. Okay, so result text is completed. After that you will have to complete that result tb, and for the result tb you have to set the text as result text. Okay, so it is completed. You have to add OK button. If you have clicked on OK button, then it will destroy that dialog box. So on click, then dismiss this. Okay, and finally you have to return the view. So let me remove this extra space. First of all, there's lots of extra space. I will remove this, and then I'll add up return and then view. Okay, so there's one error. Let me see. I have missed a semicolon. Don't miss that semicolon. This is Java programming. So this is complete, error free, and result dialog Java is complete. Let me come back to the main activity, and here you can see that there are less errors. Okay, then there's an error related to this. Okay, you have to remove this function brackets. Remove that. Okay, after removing there are also errors, 2 errors. Finally we are working on this, as we have added up some extra braces, and I have to remove all these things. The extra ones are removed. So it is of else, and it is of if, it is of on success. Yeah, it is extra, so remove this. Okay, so finally it is error free. Make sure that you have closed the brackets exactly as I am doing. So pause the video and you can see that how these are closed. So finally all these things are completed. Now I have to run this project. So for running the project, I have to click on that run button. So I have clicked on it, and it is building the Gradle and then installing it, and after installing it, it is launching the activity. Now you can see the screen here, and whenever I click on take picture, it will open the camera, and I'm taking the picture of the laptop, clicking on OK, and then it will show up as no face detected. There was no face in the laptop. Then I will take up a human picture, as this is the picture of late Sushant Singh Rajput, so it is containing a smile also, and click on OK. So yeah, you can see that it is 98.9